The house of Pyramus and that of Thisbe stood side by side within the mighty city, ringed by the tall brick walls that were raised by Salus, goddess of safety. If you searched all the east, you'd find no girl with greater charm than Thisbe, and no boy in Babylon was handsomer than Pyramus. They owed their first encounters to their living close beside each other. But with time, love grows. Theirs did. Indeed, they wanted to be wed, but marriage was forbidden by their parents. Yet there's one thing that parents can't prevent: the flame of love that burned in both of them. They had no confidant, and so used signs. With these, each lover read the other's mind. When covered, fire acquires still more force. The wall their houses shared had one thin crack, which formed when they were built, and then was left. In all these years, no one had seen that cleft. But lovers will discover everything. You were the first to find it, and you made that cleft a passageway which speech could take. For there, the least of whispers was kept safe. It crossed that cleft with words of tenderness. And Pyramus and Thisbe often stood, he on this side and she on that. But on the morning after, when first light had banished night's bright star fires from the sky, and sun had left the brine-soaked meadows dry, again they took their places at the cleft. Then, in low whispers, after their laments, those two devised this plan. They'd circumvent their guardian's watchful eyes and, cloaked by night, in silence, slip out from their homes and reach a site outside the city. Lest each lose the other as they wandered separately across the open fields, they were to meet at Ninus's tomb and hide beneath a tree in darkness. For beside that tomb there stood a tall mulberry close to a cool spring, a tree well weighted down with snow-white berries. Delighted with their plan, impatiently, they waited for the close of day. At last the sun plunged down into the waves, and night emerged from those same waves. Now Thisbe takes great care that none detect her as she makes her way out from the house amid the dark. Her face is veiled. She finds the tomb. She sits beneath the tree they'd chosen for their tryst. Love made her bold. But now, a lioness just done with killing oxen, blood dripped down her jaws, her mouth was frothing, comes to slake her thirst at a cool spring close to the tree. By moonlight, Thisbe sees the savage beast. With trembling feet, the girl is quick to seek a shadowed cave. But even as she flees, her shawl slips from her shoulders. Thirst appeased, the lioness is heading for the woods when she, by chance, spies the abandoned shawl upon the ground, and, with her blood-stained jaws, tears it to tatters. Pyramus had left a little later than his Thisbe had, and he could see what surely were the tracks of a wild beast left clearly on deep dust. His face grew ashen, and when he had found the blood-stained shawl, he cried, "Now, this same night, we'll see two lovers lose their lives. She was the one more worthy of long life. It's I who bear the guilt for this. Oh, my poor girl, it's I who led you to your death. I said you were to reach this fearful place by night. I let you be the first who would arrive. Oh, all you lions with your lairs beneath this cliff, come now, and with your fierce jaws feast upon my wretched guts. But cowards talk as I do, longing for their death but not prepared to act." At this he gathered up the bloody tatters of his Thisbe's shawl and set them underneath the shady tree where he and she had planned to meet. He wept and cried out as he held that dear shawl fast, "Now, drink from my blood too." And then he drew his dagger from his belt and thrust it into him. When Thisbe returned and found her lover mortally wounded under the mulberry tree, she put an end to her own life, staining the white mulberry tree with their blood, which the gods then changed to red to symbolize their tragic love.